Hello everyone. Welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day before starting the video. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital, GH, spoilers, indicate that with all the time Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, is spending with Vaughn, Bryce Durfee, because of their WSB mission, the two are bound to get caught in a close moment. How will Joss explain away a work bond? And what if it's her mother who catches them? General Hospital spoilers note that Joss can fluff off her friends, but she can't fluff off Carly Spencer. Laura Wright. Carly knows her daughter, and if she sees Vaughn and Joss in a close moment, she'll wonder why she hasn't been introduced to Jocelyn's new friend. Depending on how Carly catches, they might be whispering to each other. Jocelyn's mom may just automatically assume that Vaughn is her daughter's new boyfriend and the two are secretly dating. If this is the case, Joss may just run with the lie. Jocelyn needs to keep her new WSB life on the down low, so if Carly jumps to the wrong conclusion, Joss may leap into the lie to cover her tracks. While Carly might be hurt that Jocelyn didn't confide in her, Joss may ease her mom's mind that the two aren't anything serious. She could also make up an excuse that they are secretly dating because Vaughn has a jealous ex-girlfriend, or something along those lines. Still, could lying about being with her WSB handler end up creating sparks between Joss and Vaughn? Now that she's a super spy, Jocelyn has no one else to turn to these days, other than Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna. She and Vaughn have gotten closer since both returned to Port Charles, so will the two cross a line at some point? This seems inevitable considering the circumstances. Will Carly catch Jocelyn and Vaughn in a close moment? Will she assume they are dating? Will Jocelyn go along with the lie to keep her WSB secret under wraps? Tensions are about to erupt in Port Charles as Jocelyn Jacks finds herself in the middle of a whirlwind of secrets, lies, and unexpected passion. What begins as a secret rendezvous quickly spirals into a fabricated romance with dangerous consequences. As Carly Spencer walks in on her daughter with a mystery man, Vaughn, Jocelyn makes a split-second decision that will send shockwaves through her relationships, including her rocky romance with Dex, and drag her deeper into a web of deception. Moment of weakness. It started with one impulsive decision. Jocelyn had been feeling increasingly distant from Dex Heller in recent weeks. The once fiery relationship had cooled under the strain of secrets, mostly Dex's continued involvement with Sonny Corinthos' world, despite Joss's pleas for him to get out. His silence and unexplained disappearances left her feeling abandoned. Enter Vaughn, tall, enigmatic, with a sharp edge and a past he keeps locked tight. Joss met him through Trina, who had crossed paths with Vaughn while working on a project for Port Charles University. Vaughn was helping out in the tech department, and his calm demeanor and sardonic wit quickly intrigued Jocelyn. One late night, after an argument with Dex over his loyalty to Sonny, Jocelyn turned to Vaughn for company. They shared coffee, then stories, and eventually something more. The chemistry was undeniable, and emotions ran high. Joss didn't plan for it to become physical, but one thing led to another. Carly's bombshell entrance. Joss and Vaughn thought they had time. Just a quiet hour in. Carly's rarely used back office at Kelly's, but fate had other plans. Carly, back early from a meeting with Diane, opened the door and froze at the sight before her. Her daughter wrapped in Vaughn's arms, clearly mid-makeout. Vaughn backed away, startled, and Joss looked like a deer in headlights. Carly's voice cut through the room like a dagger. What the hell is going on? Joss's mind raced. She couldn't let her mother think this was a one-night mistake. Carly would grill her, judge her, and maybe even tell Sonny. And if Dex found out secondhand, it would ruin everything. Not just their relationship, but the fragile peace between him and Carly. So she said the first thing that came to mind. Mom, this is Vaughn. He's my boyfriend. The lie that changed everything. Carly blinked. Boyfriend? Her voice was ice. Joss nodded quickly. Yes, we've been seeing each other for a few weeks. Vaughn, caught off guard, opened his mouth to speak, but Joss subtly squeezed his hand behind her back. Vaughn glanced at her, caught the silent plea in her eyes, and nodded. Yeah, he said with a shrug. It's new, but real. Carly wasn't buying it. So you're telling me you've been dating someone and didn't think to mention it? I wanted to be sure it was serious before I introduced him. Joss lied smoothly. And with everything going on with Dex, I didn't want to stir drama. Carly's eyes narrowed. What about Dex? We broke up, Joss said, swallowing hard. For good. But that wasn't entirely true. Fallout with Dex news travels fast in port. Charles, especially when Carly's involved. Within 24 hours, Dex showed up at Joss's door, furious and heartbroken. You're dating someone else already? He demanded. Carly cornered me at Kelly's. She told me everything. Joss kept up the lie, though her heart ached. I needed someone who wasn't living a double life. Vaughn is honest with me. You don't even know him, Dex shot back. He could be anyone. And that was the problem. Vaughn was someone with secrets. A lot of them. Vaughn's hidden. Agenda unbeknownst to Jocelyn, Vaughn wasn't just a charming stranger. He had ties to Selena Wu's organization, an ex-fixer trying to escape the life. But Selena had called in a favor, asking him to keep an eye on Carly's circle, especially since Carly had started making waves in the business world again. When he met Joss, Vaughn hadn't intended to get involved, but her honesty, wit, and emotional vulnerability got to him, and now he was trapped in a lie he didn't start, but didn't mind continuing. For Vaughn, pretending to be Jocelyn's boyfriend was a welcome distraction from his shady past. But the longer he stayed in the lie, the more dangerous it became. Especially when Selena found out. Carly's growing suspicion, Carly might have accepted the relationship on the surface, but deep down she didn't trust Vaughn. She hired Sam to dig into his background. What she found set off alarm bells: a sealed juvenile record, a connection to known criminal enterprises, and a trail that seemed too neat to be accidental. Carly confronted Joss. This guy is trouble, Joss. I can feel it. Joss stood her ground. So was Dex. So was Jason, for that matter. This is different, Carly said, voice tightening. Something about Vaughn doesn't add up. But Joss refused to back down. She had to keep the lie going, or risk exposing her brief betrayal of Dex, and worse, Carly's intrusion into her life. A dangerous offer Selena Wu, always watching, saw an opportunity. She approached Vaughn with a new task: stay close to Jocelyn. Use her to gain leverage on Carly, especially if Carly re-entered Sonny's territory or started threatening Selena's interests. Vaughn refused at first. He didn't want to drag Joss into the criminal underworld, but Selena reminded him of old debts. You owe me, Vaughn, and Jocelyn's already in your arms. Use that to both our advantage. Now Vaughn is caught between his conscience and survival. Joss starts falling. For real, the worst part? Joss starts believing the lie she told. As Vaughn protects her from Carly's suspicions, Dex's bitterness, and the town's whispers, Joss begins to see more than a pretend boyfriend. Vaughn listens. He makes her laugh. He challenges her without judgment. In a way Dex never could. But Vaughn knows this can't last. He's not what she thinks he is. And when the truth comes out, about his ties to Selena, about the real reason he got close, he'll lose everything. Especially her. The twist: Dex learns the truth. Just when Joss thinks she can keep juggling the deception, Dex catches wind of Vaughn's past. He follows him, snapping pictures of Vaughn meeting with one of Selena's lieutenants. Dex confronts Joss again, this time not in anger, but concern. He's using you, Dex says softly. Whatever's going on between you two, it started with a lie. I think he's here because of Selena. Joss wants to deny it, but doubts creep in. Coming up on General Hospital. Carly digs deeper into Vaughn's past and uncovers a connection to Jason's former contacts, ones that haven't been active in years. Vaughn confesses part of the truth to Joss, but not all of it. He begs her to keep up the fake relationship for just a little longer, until he can get out. Dex and Joss are pulled back together by danger as Selena makes her move, and someone ends up in the hospital. And in a stunning twist, Vaughn might not be the only one faking something, because Jocelyn may have stumbled onto a secret that could tear Sonny's empire apart. Port Charles is heating up fast, and with Joss caught between two men, her mother's fury, and the eyes of the criminal underworld, this fake relationship could turn out to be the most real and dangerous thing she's ever experienced. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.